opposing some of the tax rises that we know are coming in to national insurance and freezing of the personal income tax allowance. Labour will perhaps draw out some more detail about the sort of tax rises that they're after. Mr Murray was talking about taxes on property owners and people with stocks and shares being where Labour were looking at in terms of raising money when it comes to their election manifesto. I would observe, Adam, that we've had a lot of announcements briefed in advance by the Treasury, and the effect seems to have been not so much to give Labour an opportunity to pick them apart, but to give the government a headline every day of something they're putting more money into. But I think tomorrow, when the Chancellor speaks, we'll see where some of that money is coming off, which government departments and which people are going to be feeling the pain from this new budget.
Tamara, thank you very much indeed. An American judge has ordered that Prince Andrew has until July next year to make himself available to answer questions under oath in a civil lawsuit brought by Virginia Giuffre. The Duke has denied allegations that he sexually assaulted Miss Giuffre when she was a teenager. Our royal correspondent Rhiannon Mills has the latest.
It's all certainly quite complex, but this is a very significant development when it comes to that civil case which has been launched by Virginia Giuffre against the Duke of York. And in essence, US Judge Kaplan has set this deadline by which Prince Andrew must give oral evidence. It's described in America as a deposition, and he set the deadline for the 14th of July next year. Now, if you put that in the context of how hard Virginia Giuffre's lawyers have been trying over the years to get Prince Andrew to engage in the legal process, this is certainly a significant development. We know that Prince Andrew vehemently denies the allegations against him. Virginia Giuffre claims that she was sexually assaulted by him on 3 occasions. Prince Andrew, of course, believes that he has in some ways already told his side of the story within that disastrous Newsnight interview. Also, his legal team over the years have insisted that they have accepted requests from legal authorities over in the States when it comes to engaging in another court case, so related to Jeffrey Epstein. But certainly Virginia Giuffre's lawyers have always said to me that he really has dragged his feet, and his lawyers have not wanted him to give evidence in this way. We wait to find out whether or not his lawyers try and push back against those dates, but certainly this continues to be very difficult for the royal family. We know that Virginia Giuffre's lawyers can put forward a thing called a mutual legal assistance treaty request to the Home Office to try and compel him to give evidence. But yeah, we wait to hear what his team have to say. And as for the royal family, you just have to look at those dates. It is a nasty clash for the royal family, because next year, of course, we'll have that big build-up to the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Also next week, another rather unfortunate clash is the fact that the latest hearing, so the next time we're going to hear from both legal teams, is going to be the 3rd of November, when so many members of the royal family are going to be up in Glasgow for COP26, hoping to focus on that important climate debate. And instead, again, this case is going to overshadow things.
Now, some breaking news, sad news for the world of Scottish football. Rangers Football Club in Glasgow have announced that their former manager, chairman and a man they call a club legend, Walter Smith, has died. The current chairman of Rangers, Douglas Park, said, "On behalf of the Rangers Board of Directors, staff and players, I convey my deep condolences to the Smith family. Walter leaves behind a wife, children and grandchildren, all of whom are in our thoughts and prayers at this difficult time. It's almost impossible to encapsulate what Walter meant to every one of us at Rangers. He embodied everything that a Ranger should be. His character and leadership was second to none and will live long in the memory of everyone he worked with during his 2 terms as first team manager." I spoke with Walter as recently as last weekend. Even when he was battling illness, he was able to provide advice and support. For that, I'm personally grateful. I know he continued also to maintain dialogue with senior members of staff, including our manager, Stephen Gerrard. Walter will be sorely missed, winning 10 top-flight titles as manager, 5 Scottish Cups and 6 League Cups, as well as leading his club to the UEFA Cup final in 2008. He will be remembered by the football community across the world. His spells as Scotland manager, as well as managing in the English Premier League, underlined his credentials as one of the great modern-day football managers. Walter Smith, who death has been announced today. Australia has pledged to reach net zero emissions by 2050. The Australian Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, said he would take the commitment into discussions at the COP26 climate summit in Glasgow, which begins at the weekend.
We know we can't let the changes that are happening around the world just happen to Australia. We know we can't pretend it's not happening, the changes that are occurring around the world, just as we haven't been pretending in the actions that both the government has been taking and, most importantly, Australians have been taking.
Let's go to a South Asia correspondent, Siobhan Robbins. And Siobhan, is this a big commitment or not? How does it stack up against what other nations are saying they'll do?
Well, in the run-up to COP, many have cast Australia as a kind of climate villain, so it will be welcomed that they have taken this step towards pledging net zero carbon emissions by 2050, joining more than 100 other countries who've done so. But there are problems with what's being announced. Firstly, this isn't going to be made law, so Scott Morrison is saying that here customers and companies will take actions themselves to move towards this net zero emissions target, carbon emissions target, but also that there'll be investment in greener technologies to try and help on the way. The other problem is there hasn't been a change to their 2030 emissions target, which is below the 45% cut that many scientists are recommending. But the big problem that's looming is the fact that they are still massive investors in fossil fuels. They're one of the world's biggest exporters of coal. They're still investing in gas. That isn't changing. And I think it's a big important thing to note that this comes against a backdrop of an election year that's coming up next year in Australia. So I think Scott Morrison will have had to do quite a lot behind the scenes work with the conservative elements of his party to even announce this net zero by 50-50 announcement that he's made. I don't think he could have gone much further at this point if he wanted to appease them. Also, he will have wanted to keep rural voters and coal communities on side going into that election. But there will be alarm from climate campaigners, and that's the fact as well that Scott Morrison has said this is an evolution, not a revolution, but the reality is the world is facing a climate crisis. So is this going fast enough?
Siobhan Robbins, thank you very much indeed. Well, last week, MPs voted by 268 to 204 against proposals which had been tabled in the Lords to place a new duty on water companies to reduce the discharge of raw sewage into rivers. Today, the legislation goes back to the Lords, having literally created a bit of a stink. So are the Lords going to defy the Commons? Again, joining me now is the Green Party peer, Baroness Jones, Jenny Jones. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. How will you be voting today on this amendment put forward by the Duke of Wellington, I believe?
Yes, well, I'll be voting for it, obviously. This was one of 14 amendments which we put into the Environment Bill because it was such a puny, pathetic bill to take to COP26. And of those 14, well, basically the government threw them out. I think they had absolutely no idea what they were doing. They just voted just as the government whips told them to. And that means, of course, you don't understand what you're doing. So they threw out this amendment, and of course it's created a huge fuss.
Now, the government is saying that this problem occurs when there's flooding, when there's a lot of water in the system, that the system can't cope, that the water companies know they've got a problem and have been asked to do something about it, but there's no point basically in making it criminal at this stage for them to discharge the sewage because, frankly, they don't have any alternative.
Well, we knew 30 years ago that there was an infrastructure problem, that the infrastructure was Victorian, getting old, worn out. And in fact, that was the point at which the water companies could have taken some of their billions in profit and actually started replacing the system. They chose not to. They chose instead to give those billions in profit to their shareholders, to their senior executives, and they just ignored the whole problem of the infrastructure. And now we, Britain, are paying for it with filthy beaches, dead chalk streams, and rivers where people can't fish or swim. So I'm not very swayed by the government's argument. Basically, we need regulation and we need it as soon as possible.
But what I'm really saying is whatever law is passed by the Commons, it's not going to stop this going on happening over the next few years, is it?
Well, we can certainly make it expensive for the water companies to allow it to happen. We had something like 400,000, they call them spills, sewage spills, but actually, of course, they're not a spill. They are a deliberate pumping out of human feces into our watercourses or onto our beaches. And we have to stop it. It's killing ecosystems, it kills fish. It makes walking by a river, which is something a lot of people like to do, awful because of the stink. And so the government has to take some responsibility for this, put some regulations in, some legislation, and actually make sure that it stops happening.
I understand that, but the effluent is there. It's got to go somewhere at the moment, hasn't it? I mean, what could they do right now to deal with this problem? Because as I understand it, the whole of the South Coast pretty much is now a red zone as far as these discharges are concerned.
Of course, we have to clean it up, but the responsibility should not be for the taxpayer, for the people who pay for their water bills. This should actually be the responsibility of the water companies. If they were responsible for the cleanup as well as the pollution, then I think they might be a little bit quicker to start fixing their system. They can put in more ponds, more pipes. They can do something relatively quickly if they understand that they're going to be penalised if they don't. And so what we can do is bring in legislation for next year as soon as conveniently possible. Of those 14 amendments that the Commons so casually threw out, the House of Lords today is actually bringing back 9. And we are going to push these, I hope, to a vote. The sewage amendment is one of them. The others are on soil and water and protection and Office for Environmental Protection. We are going to do our best to make the government rethink. The great thing about the House of Lords is we've got experts in there with people who spent 40 years of their lives in the environmental sector or doing medicine or teaching or in the arts. We have the experts. We have made a clear way forward for the government, and I hope they listen.
Now, you are unusual in as much as you're a member of the Green Party, but you are also a supporter of Brexit. There are those who are saying that part of the problem the water companies have is that since Brexit, they can't access the chemicals they need to treat this effluent. What do you say to that?
Well, that's entirely possible. I can't be sure of that. But quite honestly, as I said, this has been going on for 30 years. They could have mopped it up before now. And if they've got problems because of Brexit, then they should have foreseen it.
But Brexit could have made it worse.
Possibly a little bit. I mean, what has made it worse, I suppose, is that when we started talking about leaving the European, I actually challenged lots of ministers, including Boris, including Michael Gove, to say, are we going to keep our high environmental standards, whether for farming or for issues like water and sewage? And they promised me we would keep those high environmental standards. They have reneged on that. They've let us all down. And so I guess if we're going to talk about consequences of Brexit, it's that Tory politicians haven't lived up to their promises.
Jane Jones, thank you very much indeed for joining us. This is All Out Politics. Coming up next, what's left for the Chancellor to pull out of his hat in tomorrow's budget? We've already got a flock of rabbits out there.
But I'm hoping to kick because glad it is glowing. Ashes to ash and fun to fuck it. We know Major Tom's a young.
I think that he was probably the most important
Owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodoma, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Centre of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out.
He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes.
How do you get the energy to do
I've
that?
been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
It's your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. We don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your
This is
smartphone.
Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey listeners, this is how we do it.
Radio UK.
This is
Starr Radio
UK.
UK.
At the exact time.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Because as far as you know, the universe is conspiring to help us all the way through. When something undesirable happens to us, it's natural of humans to complain about it. But God is a master strategist.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Hold on. Yeah, man. God is working. He is up to something. I may not see it, but still I'm trusting. God is working. He is working. He is working. Tell you, God is working, working, working. Let me say, God is working. Tell you, everybody, he's up to something. I may not see it, still I'm trusting. 'Cause God is working, 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 working. God is working, working, working. He never sleep or slumber. My God, the promise keeper, sees every tear that falls. Every tear that falls. My God is never early, and He is never late. He's always there, right on time. Right on time, you know. And if He said it, surely He meant it. And if He meant it, surely He will do it. God is working. He's up to something. Never sleep or I may not see it, still I'm trusting. God is working, working.
And that is how I say a massive good morning to you wherever you might be on planet Earth and tuned in this morning to listen and to watch us. Today is Tuesday, the 26th day of October, the year 2021, with the time now exactly 10:37, and it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. Of course, I am Archie.
Everything is gonna be alright.
If you want it to be said properly, by the one who always does that for me, then I'm going to do that, okay? Okay, and who says that?
This is the morning show with Archie.
Okay, so my normal salutations are good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Those of you on other planets as well, we salute you all and we welcome you to the Tuesday edition of the morning show. A special good morning goes to Linda Sanders, who was the first person to join us on this broadcast this morning. Linda, I hope you are doing good. But let me say good morning to my colleagues, Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. Olayomi, Kojo D, who will be joining me during the course of the program. Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, I salute you, sir. And also Francis Omaganamani, good morning to you all the way in Enugu State. Well, God is working, though at times you don't see it and things don't seem, you don't feel it. But some way somehow it comes through, or whatever thing that you're trusting Him, some way somehow it comes to pass for you.
He's up to something.
So keep on trusting. It's a morning too. Felix all the way in Aberdeen. Felix, I hope you are doing very well. Morning, sir. So Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, Kofi, long time no hear, no see. I hope you are doing good and the family as well. Have a lovely day there. Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, I salute you to my lovely, wonderful listeners all the way in the USA. Comfort David, I hope you are doing good and the family there as well. Mr. Boama, Mr. Davidson, morning to you all. May I take this opportunity to say a massive good morning to our listeners in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia, in Africa, especially Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa.
He never sleep or slumber.
I salute you all.
Promise keeper,
But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. Let's say morning to all presenters on Star Radio UK. And a special thank you to Mr. Frank Davis for standing in the stead for me during that short break. Well.
And if he said it, surely meant it.
I'll say a massive welcome to each and every one of you once again. Now please share the broadcast. Let me say good morning to Sister BB Clement, who will be coming your way this afternoon exactly at 1:30 with BB Means Business. Well, if it's the first time of tuning in to listen to us on Tuesday, this is how the program goes. I'm going to bring you the code for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update. Move on to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotting. Then exactly at 11 o'clock, we'll be bringing you Mr. Olayomi Koiki. We'll be bringing you updates from Nigeria. We're going from there as well. And exactly more. At 12 o'clock, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions. But keeping fingers and everything crossed, I might have a special guest who might be joining us. Once confirmation is done, I'll be putting his details across. From one of the political hooks in Ghana. Yes, one of the reps of one of the parties there. I'll be telling you more details as and when I have more details coming my way. Well, I know my producers are working on it. So he'll be joining us exactly at 12:30. Then the curtains are brought down at 1 o'clock. Wow. But as I say all the time, if you are standing, hold on to something. Now if you are sitting, my goodness, sit very comfortably, belled up. Get yourself a hot or cold drink. I think I needed some cold drink here. It's chilling in the studio, but I feel hot. Why? Because I'm in the hell now, making sure that you get to your destination in peace and not in pieces. So once again, welcome to the program Star Radio UK. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, as I said earlier on, and invite them to like the pages as well. God is working. Now, the quote for the day says the foundation of any successful. My apologies. I've jumped the hook. yeah. Okay, it says the time to start making sure that every moment count is now. The time to make sure that every moment count is now. Time and tide waits for no man. And you talk about a scarce commodity on this planet. That is time. We don't live in eternity like God does. Well, so still in time saves 9. So don't waste tomorrow. Don't waste now. Don't waste the next minute. Make sure you use it judiciously. That is my word of the quote for the day. Star Radio UK. Let me say special good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, who is saying to moving and pushing all the knobs to make things take along nicely, giving me all the feedback that I need to know. And a special good morning goes to Auntie Mary, Mrs. Mary Bruce, who is in the house as well. Auntie Mary, morning to you. And to the apostle himself, Brother HB, good morning. Okay, moving on to the weather front. This afternoon will continue cloudy at first with all the light spot of rain. Any rain will quickly clear, however, and a few sunny spells will develop. Moderate southwesterly winds expected as well. And tonight will continue to be breezy and lightly dry. There will be few clear spells at times, but it will be cloudy for most areas. Temperature is going to be 17 degrees. The lowest is going to be 13 degrees. A bit milder than it's been of late. Pollution is going to be low. UV level low as well. Sunset 17:45 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 07:43 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you today, Tuesday, the 26th day of October 2021. Bring the time now exacting 1 to 10:44. We'll take a quick break, and once we come back, I'll bring you the travel updates. Don't you go away. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, so keep you navigated. I promise I'll be on the Star Radio travel update that comes away every weekday from 10:40. Coming now at 10:45. Yes, so what is your travels like this morning you want to share with us? And say a special good morning to our one and only Tassino all the way in Russia. Tassino, I hope you are doing very, very well. Yes, okay, so on your travels this morning here in London, on the underground, there are minor delays on the Metropolitan line due to between Moore Park and Amersham due to train cancellation and good service on the rest of the line. Now, as you know, Waterloo City line also got planned closures. The other side, all the others have got good service there. TFL Rail, DLR, London Tramway, good service. But London Overground has got part suspension and it is no service between Euston and Kilburn High Road due to emergency engineering works. Valley tickets will be accepted on London Underground services, and on the rest of the routes they've all got good service. Now moving on quickly to the river bars this morning. On the river bars this morning, apart from the Woolwich Ferry that's got reduced service, all the others have got good service. But keep your eyes on the roads, and we'll keep you navigated. I promise I'll be on the Star Radio travel update that comes away every weekday from 10:40. So on the National Rail this morning, Cross Country has got special service, First Transpenna and Express special service, London North Eastern Railway special service, Northern Rail special service there as well. But keep your eyes on the roads, and we'll keep you navigated. I promise I'll be on the Star Radio travel update that comes away every weekday from 10:40. Now, on the final segment of the travel updates, that is the major roads in London. Now, A20 has got closures, A4 closures, Central London Red Roads closures, South Circular A205 closures there as well. But hey, there are several delays on A12, A13, and North Circular A406. Now, if you can avoid them, do your best to avoid them. If not, continue to listen to us. As and when there are any changes, we'll bring it to the fore. But on that note, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Go from employee to entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out.
He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world in adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com. or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK. Tuesday edition of the morning show. Yes, let's go global trotting. It's going to be a very sweet one. You hold on to something, even if you're sitting, hold on to your seat, man. As I say all the time, it could be very bumpy, but hey. I'm here. I'm going to make sure that you don't fall off your seat. Okay, public sector workers set for pay rise. Who doesn't like an increment in pay? But somebody will tell you, they give with the left and they take with the right, or give with the right and take with the left, whichever is appropriate. But what do you think? We'll bring you more details on that. The Chancellor will use his budget on Wednesday to confirm that the pay pause is being lifted. And the breaking news coming through: Rangers great Walter Smith died at age 73. Smith was one of the Rangers' most successful managers and also had spells at Everton and Scotland. And as I say all the time, may he so rest in perfect peace. The Manchester Arena Bombers parents living in Libya, Ramadan Abedi and his wife Samia Tabal are under surveillance by Libyan authorities. What would they expect them to do? Our COVID cases about to plummet with our Plan B. Infection level have been rising, but this could be about to change and change quite dramatically. What is going to cause that? It is Starr Radio UK. Now moving on to some other parts of the world as well. Australia's 2015 net zero pledge draws criticism. The target controversially omits new short-term goals and cuts to fossil fuel industry. Now, everything is gonna. And protests rock Sudan after military coup. Defiant protesters stay on the street despite soldiers opening fire on crowds opposed to the coup. They killed 7 people and about 140 injured, but they are still going on. Will the coup plotters or makers back down? I've not seen that in Africa before. So how is it going to be? Starr Radio UK. And Japanese princess is muted wedding after controversy. She will lose her royal status. Has declared a 1.3 million payment for leaving the family. He has declined a 1.3 million payment for leaving the family. Well, he's taken or she's chosen love over wealth or royalty. Wow. Well, it is Starr Radio UK.
Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little.
Now, when it comes to to some stories making the rounds in Nigeria as well. Well, we'll be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki throwing more light on it. Let me say good morning to Fatimo. Gunmen storms mosque in Mazakuka village, Mashegu, LGA of Niger State. Kill 17 worshippers and inflict severe injuries on others. Intelligence sources also disclosed that 18 worshippers were abducted. President Muhammadu Buhari launches e-Naira in Abuja. Okay, there's a lot more going to be coming your way. Hush puppy scandal. Authorities under pressure from Buhari's minister Malami others to clear disgraced officer Abakari.
Everything is working out for my good. Working out.
Anambra elections. Nigeria police list IPOB, ESN as top threats. Mobilize 4,000 fresh personnel. How would that pan out for that election? Well, when it comes to Ghana as well. Oh, wow. I hope Mr. Francis Guy is also listening in. The president of Advertising Association of Ghana, Togo Mensah, has passed. Oh my goodness. Oh, DDP. Oh my goodness. Back in the day when we were doing all those advertising stuff, he was one of the forces to be reckoned with. Oh, may he so rest in perfect peace. Intersex community in Ghana petition parliament over anti-LGBTQI bill. One of the stories making the rounds. Well, the Electoral Commission in Ghana has also gone on to reject. The Electoral Commission has rejected claims by former President John Mahama that the 2020 election was rigged in favor of President Akufo-Addo. According to the Commission, they are ready to welcome police probe into the claims of Mr. Mahama. The former president has said the EC printed 1 million ballot papers for the President of the Republic. This is untrue, and it is a great matter that undermines the credibility of the electoral system and should not be ignored. Therefore, petition the IGP to probe that. Okay, what will come out of that? Well, we have a new IG, Dampare, and well, he's doing all sorts. So maybe we're going to be seeing something different. It is already UK. There's a lot more going to be coming your way. So wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. God is working whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in. I enjoy the music.
I may not see it, still I'm trusting. God is working. God is working. Me say everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. My God is not a liar that he should lie, or the son of man that he should repay. If he said it, then he meant it, and if he meant it, he will do it. I may not see it. Oh Lord of mercy, still I'm trusting. My God is working. He's working.
worldwide, online 24/7.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Whole of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Star Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're waiting for Mr. Olayomi to join in. Yomi, we can't see you. Yeah, but I don't know whether you can hear us. Let me see. Good morning, Yomi. Okay. So he's going to call us back. But some of the stories that we're going to be looking at from the updates from Nigeria. One of the top stories: gunmen storm. Gunmen storm mosque in Mazakuka. We're going to be looking into that now that it seems we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki on. Let me see. Enjoying the nice sunshine here in London. Who tell you that we don't enjoy sunshine? We enjoy sunshine. Let me say morning to you, Yomi.
Good morning back to you in the studio, and welcome to Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And yes, it is a little bit breezy, but I can tell you the sun is out already here in London, where I am broadcasting from. Back to you in the studio.
Yes. How are you and how is the family?
Well, it is holiday, and I'm sure you're aware of that. It's a week off, so there is a very busy children all around England, because we are in England, and that means in every home, the energy cost is going to increase, and also the food is going to increase, and then the noise as well will increase, while the teachers are having a break off. But I can tell you, I'm doing very well. We couldn't join yesterday because of, like I said, the activities of the kids in the house, but we're back again this morning with what we love to do, giving the news to all the Nigerians and those that say we are not Nigerians, we just want to be who we are as the ethnic indigenous people of the owner of the land. But like Frank would say, until the country totally go into that full disintegration, we will refer to some people as Nigerians. Why some say we are Biafrans, some say we are Oduduwa, and some say we are just the middle belt. But like I said, quite a lot of news in Nigeria. But I'm going to come back again to you first in the studio.
Yes, listeners, to all the parents, we have it. It's a half term here in England, and therefore we have the kids at home, as Yomi said. So bear with us when at times the kids make noise, because we are working. Some of the time we broadcast from home as well. So now let's come to the story that is making the rounds this morning. Gunmen storm mosque in Mazakuka, a village, Mashegu, LGA of Niger State, and kill 17 worshippers and inflict severe injuries on others. Now, some of us were of the view that, look, if you take some groups like, or I don't know how they term them, like Boko Haram, they come from the Islamic faith, call it, though they are extremists, but that's where their background is from. So they wouldn't attack people from that same faith. But if it happens that Some people are attacking people who are in the mosque. Then they might be from different tribes or different faiths who are causing that. Can you throw more light on that?
Well, you're quite right. It's not the first time that we are reporting it as terrorist attack, but I can assure you there is still more pressure on the presidency to name them as terrorists as against bandits. I've looked at a lot of commentators back in Nigeria as well saying that the moment, and this is quite interesting because you did talk about, if these are the same people that are also going into the mosque, to do a kind of atrocity like it was done in Niger State, where more than 17, and I say 17, when we say 17, remember these 17s have names, they have families, they have children, and they have loved ones, they have inspiration. This took place at the Mazikuka village, somewhere at the Mashugu local government area of Niger State. 17 of them were worshippers, inflicted several injuries on others. According to intelligence, also disclosed that 18 of them have now been taken away into the wilderness of the, of these, atrocity that have now become mayhem in Nigeria today. But one thing is, while I'm saying that, then there is, these other pressure, to name them as terrorists, but not everybody agree with that, because naming them as terrorists, according to, Sheikh Gumi, that means if Buhari declare bandits as terrorists, nothing will remain in Nigeria.
That is a question that at times boggles my mind, because if you declare them as terrorists, nothing will remain in Nigeria. Does that mean that because you declare them as terrorists, and therefore the military or security agencies are going to crack down on them, and therefore will destroy everybody in Nigeria? Is that what they're trying to say?
That's not what he's saying. This is what they Sheikh Gumi. Let me remind you, this is one of those that have been, the go-to-be, the negotiator between the bandits and some of the parents or those that have been kidnapped within, the country. He has been somebody that have, been to some of these, terrorists, taking pictures with them, while they were negotiating in terms of taking back some of those that have been taken away. But this is what he said. Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi says, if Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari declares bandits as terrorists, it will mark the end of Nigeria as a sovereignty and united entity. Gumi, despite his pro-bandit advocacy, admitted that the bandits have over the years unleashed terror on the people, but officially labeling them as such will invite additional consequences that will consume the whole country. Some say, we want the country to break up anyway, just name them terrorists and let's even break the country completely.
Well, I think they're hitting them with case gloves. That's what they're trying to do. Let's not touch them. Let's just leave them like that. If we say that they are terrorists, they're going to call people from maybe outer world, space, to come and help them to fight people. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Now, interestingly, talking about people or groups of people who want to leave the country or to leave, Nigeria, or cause Nigeria to break up, let them, they can just have their own mandate of catering for themselves, is the IPOP or the Igbo area, where some information that is coming through talks about the fact that there's some breaking UN issues urgent appeal to Nigeria, Kenya, seeking explanation for Nnamdi Kanu's illegal abduction, detention, and others. But who cares about what the UN is saying? Do you think Buhari will budge?
Well, I was looking at the United Nations. This week already, it is about 76 years old. So that means, when we look at, some of what they've done around the globe, you would have to decide whether, it favors some part of the continent as against other part of the continent. But you are quite right. The United Nations has now, given, a kind of an appeal. United Nations issues urgent appeal to Nigeria, Kenya, seeking explanation for Nnamdi Kanu illegal adoption, rendition, kidnap from Kenya. Any public expression of concern in this regard will indicate that we have been in contact with Your Excellency government to clarify the issues in question. We do know that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by the Nigerian government, the same government, not the same type of government that we have now, because I'm just going to take you back to 1984 when Umaru Diko, the former aviation and minister of Nigeria, was almost about to be kidnapped here in London, not outside the country, not in Nigeria, but right in London by a Nigerian aircraft parked at the airport, and he was already, drugged, almost taken away until the alarm blew that aircraft hasn't come here to pick anything else than a human being, and that becomes a kind of a disgrace to Nigerian government. That is also happening under Buhari as a military dictator in that era. But let's fast forward to 2021. You would think that he has changed completely. He has become more democrat. He has become somebody that is looking for Nnamdi Kanu. You've captured him right in Kenya. Let the legal process take place in Kenya. But rather, Nnamdi Kanu was missing for almost 8 days in Kenya until he surfaced in Abuja, and then he surfaced at the High Court. And the rest now, they say, is what a lot of people are asking the question. What happened to Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya prior to bringing him back to Nigeria? Was the legal process taken? I can say no. The federal government was excited to have somebody that was broadcasting outside the country, even tell many people that are following and listening to him. But his offense was naming Buhari, calling him names. Not just that alone, he was also brought in a sophisticated weapon, which is a radio transmitter to Nigeria to break up Nigeria, according to the presidency. So United Nations says the United Nations has now made urgent appeal to the Nigerian and the Kenya government to explain the illegal, kidnap, rendition of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's not just that alone. There is now already pressure from the Nigerian government as more INEC ad-cost staff that are meant to be used for the November 7th election in Anambra are already resigning, saying it seems IPOB have declared that by the November the 4th, if their leader is not released, there will be a total sit-down from that day to the next day, which is November 10 of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. November 10 is also the year in 1995 that the Ogoni 8, Ken Saro-Wiwa, was killed. This is Star Radio UK. I'm going to come back again to you in the studio because the government wants to give a little bit of pardon to the Ogoni 8, but the foundation are saying they haven't committed any offense during that era of Sani Abacha. They were executed, and that means they should not be given pardon. They should just be exonerated. Let me come back again to you in the studio. It is still Star Radio UK. I can tell you the sun is just shining on my lovely head. Back to you again in the studio.
Yes, he's enjoying the sunshine, That's a good one there. But let's touch on a bit of history that you did touch on. You were talking about the abduction that was supposed to take place some years ago here in London. Was it during Buhari's regime that thing was planned?
Well, it was during Buhari regime. That is why a lot of people are thinking, this man should have changed. We are no longer in that khaki, as a lot of Nigerians we want to call it. He then took over, not during a democracy era, but it took over as a military coup with a civilian government that was operating in 1983. And in 1984, he wanted to kidnap, right here in London, just about, somewhere in Bayswater, he wanted to kidnap Umaru Diko, but that was foiled by the secretary of Umaru Diko that saw what was happening to him when he was being put into the vehicle, and that aircraft that landed was then an aircraft that was meant to take him back, drugged, cuttered away, but that was foiled.
Interesting. Let me say good morning to Frank, who is in the house. Frank, morning to you.
Archie, good morning, and good morning to our listeners. Olayomi, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Alessandra,
yes,
what can we say?
Yes. A quick one. Yeah. Now, this has been the trend. I mean, Umaru Diko, during Buhari's time as the head of state, was plotting to kidnap him from here to Nigeria.
Right.
Now, he managed as a civilian, military person, clothed in civilian, to now hatch another plot to get Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria, and I'm like, okay, is that his culture? Maybe that is how it could have been the best.
He's thinking that. I mean, in my view, if you people think that I am no more a military person, I still have some these things in my cupboard. Basically, it's total disrespect for the law, the rule of law. That is what I mean. We can't say any other way, because if we are not saying don't bring someone from another country to come and try, there's nothing stopping you from doing that, but the due process of law must be followed. And I bet to say that even Sunday ago, had they not been the vigilant of the people around him, they would have smuggled. I mean, even Kenya to Nigeria, they were doing it. How much more something that they can just drive across the border? I mean,
they would have put him straight into the country.
They would have done that. I mean, it's just a demonstration that, I mean, Buhari as a president and his government, don't forget leadership. I mean, what leadership believes in actually filters through the ranks of most people who serve under him, and you see it that, I mean, he doesn't believe in rule of law.
Well, he doesn't believe in the rule of law. If you are listening to what, do you think Buhari believes in the rule of law? Well, he's a civilian now. He's a president. He was elected, and therefore he's supposed to be the one who sees to it that the constitution is taken along nicely. But however, there seem to be custodians of the law who are actually breaking the law there as well. The rule of law. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's go back to Mr. Olayomi for some more of the stories making the rounds. Over to you, Yomi.
Thank you very much. And again, this is still Starr Radio UK 1126, and welcome back. President Buhari arrives Riyadh for the Future Investment Initiative Institute Summit. President Muhammadu Buhari arrived Riyadh on Monday at about 11:50 p.m. for the Future Investment Initiative Institute Conference. The president was received by King Khalid International Airport by the Deputy Governor of Riyadh, Prince Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Abdulaziz. President Buhari, alongside other world leaders, will participate in the opening ceremony of the event that is taking place today, and the three-day preliminary section focused on the theme for the 5th edition of the summit, Invest in Humanity. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians would like to know if investment in the humanity in Nigeria today, where so many Nigerians are now trapped in poverty, security, welfare, education, and so many conversations of such. Let's go back to some other news as well. Like I did talk about it, Anambra State, about 5,000 Nigerian police, Anambra election, Nigerian police list IPOB and ESN as the top threat, and they've now added another 4,000 personnel, that will be attending, that upcoming election in November 7th, even though the IPOB has issued a statement that they will not hold election in the state, and from the November the 4th, should their leader not be released unconditionally, everybody will be sitting at home till the November the 10th. I can tell you that, in the southeast at the moment, in Anambra, you can no longer go to school, you cannot go to the market, because even the government of Anambra State yesterday have now issued that the sit-at-home on Monday is having effect on a student that wants to go to school on Monday, and that means they've now moved the education of Monday to a Saturday lecture, which is now taking effect, I think, from next week, if I'm right, according to the Anambra State government. The Nigerian police force has marked the indigenous people of Biafra and its militia wing, the Eastern Security Network, known as ESN, as an active potential threat to the Anambra State governorship election scheduled for November the 6th. This was disclosed in a 25-page document with the policy sent to all the police formation in the country ahead of the upcoming election, and also obtained by the investigative journalists as well. Also, let's take a look at some of the other news as well. You would have expected by now that the former, police, that was put into, the American request to America, should have been given a kind of information to Nigerians, but rather hush puppy scandal, police authorities under pressure from Buhari's minister Malami, others, to clear the disgraced officer Abba Kairi. Not only some influential Nigerians, even Malami, the Attorney General of Federation, also want to clear Abba Kairi. Another top officer is saying the Nigerian police authorities have come under immense pressure from the top government officials, the monarch, and the ruling APC Congress chieftains to clear the suspended commander of the intelligence response team, Abakaira, after an investigation into the alleged infractions committed by the disgraced police officer. So we're going to see how far that is going to go. Insecurity has become worsened under Buhari regime. According to the economics report, I described the Buhari government as inept and high-handed, adding that it has also failed to tackle corruption. The presidency has stated that it agrees with the London-based news magazine, The Economics, which reported that Nigerians' insecurity has worsened since President Muhammadu Buhari assumed office in 2015, but noted that the administration has not folded its hands either as well. According to the senior special assistant media and publicity to the president, Garba Shehu, stated that this in a reaction to the London magazine publication. The Economics in a report had described Buhari government as inept and high-handed, adding that it has also failed to tackle corruption. The 178-year-old magazine said that in the editorial title, The Crime at the Earth of Africa, which was published in October 23rd this month. It was due to the Buhari's mismanagement of the economy, food prices had soared, while life had become more difficult for Nigerians. And I can tell you, I was, one of the actresses, a very popular known actress in Nigeria, released just about 30 seconds video where she was telling us that 3 loaves of bread now cost 1,850 naira. And if you look at the exchange rate today to Nigeria, that is about almost divided by 2. Exchange rate today in Nigeria is about almost 782 naira to a pound. And that means you must have about almost £2.50 before you can buy 3 loaves of bread. So it gives an idea for those that are listening to us back around the globe what it means in the exchange rate format in Nigeria this morning. So if you have £2.50, you will be able to buy 3 loaves of bread in Nigeria. I'm sure a pound in Nigeria, in UK, I'm sure you know what you can buy when it comes to the loaves of bread in the store as well. Let's talk about some more online, and then I'm going to come back into you in the studio. It's exactly 11:31. It is still your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. The Ninas movement brings clarity and direction to the restructuring debate. The restructuring debate will not go away until it has been dealt with the satisfaction of Nigerians. The more the delay in addressing it, the more it is certain that no restructuring, no Nigeria will become inevitable. The All Progressive Congress came to power in 2015 with the promise of bringing more restructuring, yet no sooner than APC sat on the seat of power and even begin to ask, what is restructuring? Because the president was asked that question during one of the current interview he gave, and he asked, what is restructuring? And this was part of their campaign when they were coming in 2015. Once again, you're still listening to Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Gunmen invaded the Nasarawa housing estate, killed university students. That is another sad news coming out of Nigeria. Police not willing to arrest criminal herdsmen in Ondo State. Governor Akeredolu, most of the Southwest governors have signed into law the ban to open grazing. But according to the report here, the governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, state has accused the Nigerian police of being unwilling to arrest the errant herdsmen disturbing some part of the state. Does that mean that, like we've always talked about it, the control of the police that is within the federal government, and that is also part of the 68 exclusive list that some of the state governors cannot touch. You cannot have your own police force, and that means, the command is coming from Abuja rather than from the state governor, who is the chief security officer as well. Just like in your state, one of the notorious terrorist kidnapper known in one of the cells was jailbreak with almost 600 prisoners, nowhere to be found out of the 800 plus that was in that jail. This took place over the weekend in Nigeria, in Oyo State in the southwest. This particular known criminal is now nowhere to be found, and just as usual, the state governor of that state, Seyi Makinde, could not have power to determine how to control the police, because all that is coming from the federal government. And these are part of the reason why a lot of people are still asking the question, what is the baseline of the 1999 Constitution? Because if that Constitution is still existing, going into 2023 general election is also something that needs to be looked into. And that is why there's just mixed bags of different things happening in Nigeria. As the election is looming, it's coming through. There's a lot of tension as, again, one of the biggest African country is looming for so many things that might happen just before 2023. I'll come back again to you in the studio. It is still Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I can tell you, the cloud have just literally overshadowed the sun, but the weather is still very good without putting on a jacket.
Yeah, a bit of weather forecast there for you from North of London, where Mr. Olayomi Koike is. It is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. Mr. Olayomi Koike in our North London studios, out there enjoying a bit of the sunshine with me in the studio, Mr. Frank Davids. But now let's look at this story about this restructuring and looking at the federal system in Nigeria. Frank, interestingly, we have various things. We have the southern part, the Yoruba area, where they wanted to form this Ametekun.
Yeah.
Okay, which would have been another form of security for that particular area, where the authority is from the governor of the state. Now we have that of the eastern part as well, but which government doesn't seem to be. Now this is a case where Olayomi Koiki was talking about the fact that some people behaving errantly, who have been incarcerated, who have broken jail, and yet the governor cannot have the mandate to say, please go chase or do that. I mean, so you ask yourself, what kind of federalism is Nigeria actually practicing?
Look, that is one problem with our kind of structures and democracy. We put structures over them, we do not devolve enough power and make them very efficient. If you take even UK, which is not a federal state, apart from the 4 nations that you can talk of, Scotland, England, Wales, and Ireland, let's concentrate on one nation, the first nation, which is England. If you look at England over here, you see that even the security apparatus, apart from the military, the security are devolved. Right? So you have Greater London Metropolitan. And even that, within that administration, you have Surrey Police, you have Kent Police, and all of that. So look, the commissioners are different. Their policies reflects what the area needs. So whereas probably somewhere in the village in Somerset, they might not need a lot of soldiers. They might not need a lot of police in the community because crime rates
on the beat. They might not need that.
Crime rates might be very, very low. In London or somewhere else like Birmingham, you're going to see a lot of police on the street. Are you getting me? We are being told, for instance, what happened at Brent the other time. The police over there, SS police, are telling the people, the locals, where 16-year-old boys were stabbed and another one injured. The police are telling the locals that, look, we're going to increase the presence of the police on the streets. Are you getting me? That is what Nigeria needs. We need a system. Look at what the same thing happened in US. You take US, you take Nigeria, they are basically called federal states. What is happening to the Chicago police, the administration, and everything is different from what might be happening in probably Texas. So at the end of the day, that is a system that we need. Now, you talk about Ametekun, we know a few were formed, but it's not something that became what the country wanted to go with. You can have the same police academy, but the states must now be charged with the power to recruit according to their needs. Are you getting me? According to their need, properly train and put them on, so that security, in terms of it must not come from Buhari's office or the commissioner of police. Over here, for instance, the Met commissioner over here, yes, Dick, will have a lot of power, but he cannot control what is happening in Birmingham police. She cannot control what is happening in Birmingham police, because the needs and aspirations of the people might totally be different. That's the kind of system we need in Nigeria. You see, we have something. We have federal state, we have federal, but most of them are powerless. they are powerless. The police officer over there, the police chief over there is powerless.
Yeah.
So if there's even something that is happening, he needs to wait for orders from above, where there seems to be a lot of interference. You know, even but when you pray and something's not happening, then something is holding it. So sometimes when we are down there hoping that the government and others will do something for us, they will beef out the security, and it's not happening. There are intermediate forces, intervening forces that are holding, which are linked to the powers that be at Azarok.
Interesting. That is a very sad. That's a very, very sad situation. But Yomi, the presidency, they've agreed with a London-based news magazine that the Economist, which reported that Nigeria's insecurity worsened since President Muhammadu Buhari. This is the first time where I have got the presidency admitting. Is it because it's from a foreign magazine?
Because it's foreign, because it's not from Ghana. It's not from Ghana.
Nigeria.
It's not from Nigeria. Because Nigerians have said it over and over.
Yeah.
They've said it over and over again.
Yummy.
Well, Frank have just said it, quite right there. For somebody like Garba Shehu that is very, very defensive, you would have expected him to probably try to defend it, but there was no way out. They just have to admit it that yes, there is a failure mechanism. Remember, it took this president a lot of time before he was able to take away, his chief security officer then. And one of them is now currently, the ambassador in Benin Republic, and so many others as well has been appointed in different ambassadorial, roles. And you would expect them to have been queried for some of their, time as the chief security, making sure that lives, the armories that were meant to be by, and so many things of such. But again, economics here in London says there is a problem, and it seems the presidency just have to admit to it.
Let me ask you, gentlemen, a question here. Looking at the new trend that seems to be going on the African continent, looking at yesterday's incident that has happened in Sudan, do you think that Buhari was trying to appease these people in these various security positions? Appointing them as ambassadors so that, none of them will have maybe trying to support a group of people to say, let's overthrow the government, because we can all attest to it that there is so much insecurity and people's livelihood have been destroyed. You don't think that's why Buhari went that way? Yomi?
Well, yes, I thought maybe Frank was going to go first. There is these, view and the opinion of so many Nigerians that as things are going, we might end up seeing a military coup in Nigeria as well. There's no evidence based to that at the moment. But looking at the situation surrounding the country, especially with so many different groups of people demanding different things out of the country, we still have the revolution out there. We still have so many Nigerians that believe that the problem with the country is those that have been in power. I was playing a video just at the early hours of this morning because I just went back to bed just before 6 o'clock this morning. And one of the politicians said, look, we put inducement to some of these, INEC officials, the security, and I've been doing this for the last 40 years. That means he has been doing that as a politician. This was before the 2019 general election since 1976. And you would have wondered that, if these kind of people still control the government, and with the pressure going on now, the military might just take advantage, just like we saw in Sudan.
Frank, do you think that's why Buhari being very fast? Okay, I've taken you are not functioning, you are not doing what you're supposed to, but let me give you some a tap on the shoulder that you are doing well, Ambassador.
Well, Archie, they do this and because political reasons, and whatever they do, one thing we must remind ourselves of is that their political interest comes above any other thing. Like someone reported yesterday, on a video I was listening to, that Akufo-Addo told her personally that, look, he suffered to gain or to get his political career to where it is. Anyone who dare make a mistake trying to bring his name to disrepute, whatever he will do to deal with the person, he will do with it.
Wow.
So that is how they think. That is how they think. It's all about that, and that is why people are able to fuel their ego. Buhari wouldn't do anything if he doesn't want satisfy his ego.
Yeah.
Two, doesn't shows that it is enhancing his political career, or is exerting more influence that he has on certain areas, and probably the authority and power that he will have over a future decision making. So these are some of, calculations that they look at. How does it benefit them, profit them, and that's what comes to it. So you already make this in, or make such or a move only if it's going to benefit directly.
Well, what do you think? If you are listening to us, you can post your comments on our Facebook feed, or you can text or WhatsApp it to us. At 12 o'clock, we'll open the line for you to add your voice to the discussions. But it is updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios, and with me here in the studios in South London, Mr. Frank Davis. But let's go to Yomi for what is happening, the other stories, and what is happening on the social media platform. Over to you, Yomi.
We'll just go straight to the social media, and what is trending is the e-Naira that was launched, by the presidency yesterday, and the reaction is what we're going to be discussing this morning. A lot of the different reaction. This individual says, we tested the e-Naira app and it worked easily, pretty easy to use. According to Fisayo, also says, just saw what looks like the e-Naira app on the App Store. I'm going to download it, we sign up, and then I'm going to share my thoughts. Somebody else says, according to Kolakwa Dam Imam, anyone else try using hashtag e-Naira yet? I think it is cool. Looking forward to the amazing experience. But also, according to our favor online doctor, e-Naira is a good idea, but in the hands of lunatics like Buhari and Murphy, it is a digital Naira good for easy transfer of Naira. Please never save in e-Naira. E-Naira is not an investment. Your money can never go up. One e-Naira is just the same thing as one Naira. So if Naira goes down, your e-Naira also goes down with it. And let's see some of the comment under that as well. And it says, let us be very clear on what the e-Naira is about. Your e-Naira is just a digital money. That is it. All it is, nothing more. It is not a store of value. It is not an investment. Why? Because one e-Naira will always be equal to one Naira. So if the Naira goes down, your e-Naira would also goes down. E-Naira is not a cryptocurrency. It is a digital Naira. If your plan is how to easily move Naira, then it is fantastic idea. But if your plan is to put money into an investment or save it in a platform that generates profit for you, then e-Naira is a bad idea for you. Don't go near it. By the way, this is a government that banned Twitter in one day, banned cryptocurrency suddenly. These are the kind of the lunatics offering you e-Naira. So I have my reservation naturally, because all it takes is one tweet or Twitter trend that don't like, and they can destroy the whole thing. But anyway, I just thought to inform you guys ahead before you get overexcited about a project that is simply digitalize the Naira. It doesn't solve the worthless problem of the Naira, and it's currently a huge risk, especially under the demonic, tyrannical government like this. Somebody then reply, you go wake up one morning to a message, thanks for your contributing in paying our great country's loan. Now their eyes go see. And somebody else say, it was boldly written on their side that it is not an investment plan. So I ask myself, why should I buy it if it's not adding value? This is what the conversation about e-Naira that was launched by the federal government yesterday. So from here as well, one e-Naira is just equivalent to one Naira.
Well, one e-Naira is equivalent to one Naira. Of course, that's what it's going to be. It's just digital money. A
lot of Nigerians are looking for investment. So when they say anything digital, and they're not getting the clarification, they might start thinking, maybe I'm going to put my money in there. Just like a couple that have run into, I think they've gone into Barbados or somewhere around those islands, took away about 22 billion Naira of Nigerian money that was invested to them.
Wow. Interesting. Yummy, let me say thank you very much for that wonderful update.
Don't touch the dial, because you still have Frank and Archie to take you to the rest of the program. I'll be back again same time tomorrow. Like I said from here, a very good morning. It is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. But if you send the money home, remember to use send waves, and remember to put the code S for Star, R for Radio. From here, have a very good morning. Bye for now.
Bye bye. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. Bringing the time now to 11:49. That is 11 minutes to the top of the hour. It is a Tuesday edition of the morning show. We're going to take a break. We come back and we will be looking at some of the other stories making the rounds here. At 12 o'clock, the lines will be open. But like I said, as I said earlier on, post your comments, if any, on our Facebook page before that time. And once the lines are open, you are allowed to call in. You can also text or WhatsApp as 0753966174. 0753966174. Okay, now let's cross over to let's take a bit of the announcements. And one of the top announcements is this afternoon's program, BB Means Business, with BB Clement, going to be coming your way. We want to invite you to listen to that program. It's going to be quite an interesting one. So make sure you do listen to that program exactly at 1:30. BB Clement comes your way on Tuesdays at 1:30 p.m. and a repeat broadcast on Thursdays at 6 p.m. All right, so make a date. And this afternoon, later in the evening as well, exactly at 8 o'clock, we'll be having the CEO with Simone Frazier. One more can you ask for? Starr Radio UK. A quick break, and we'll be with you. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 6 minutes to the top of the hour. And it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. And with me in the studio, Mr. Frank Davis, I'm Archie. And we're going to be looking at some of the other stories making the rounds here in the other parts of the world. Of course, during the course of the program, we should have Kojo also joining in. But if you feel you want to quickly just hop in, let me open the lines. Let me allow you. Okay? There are a few stories that we've touched on. As I said earlier on, we were thinking of that there was going to be a special guest, but I can't confirm as yet. As and when we have the person, we will be putting them through. But until then, let's continue with the discussions for this morning. Now, interestingly, here in the UK, we have public sector workers set for pay rise. That's what the chancellor is saying. So tomorrow's budget statement is going to be an interesting one. But whilst that promise was coming, or they were coming out with it, I was discussing something with the missus, and then she was saying that, well, they are going to give you with the right and they take with the left. So what's the point? Because again, we have the governor of the Bank of England thinking that way. We have to push up interest rates. So virtually everything is going up. So what's the point?
Actually, look, the economy, because of the coronavirus, I mean, we know saw the problem that happened, and we basically know that a lot of money was spent on it. They're gonna find a way of raising it. If you look at prices of goods, actually, the other time when they bought chicken, the size has reduced.
I don't know. It's reduced,
I mean, I went and bought chicken, and I realized that the jerk chicken that I use. Listen, bear with me. I want to be practical here.
Yes, man.
the chicken that I use from jerk chicken, I realized that, look, the price is almost the same, but the sizes of the drumsticks has gone down.
The chicken are not growing because of the COVID.
So I was telling myself, what is going on with this? I realized, actually, you have to look at when you go buying. So they have something per gram, 100 gram. That is where you begin to know that prices. The price will be the same. On that, but if you look at the weight and they're saying there's a bit of
reduction in weight.
So everything is going up. Now, if you look at even the tax increment that he was talking about, I mean, we know, for instance, the Conservatives were having a problem with that. He explained, for instance, that look, if we go and do income tax increment, it's going to affect only certain part of the country or part of the. But when you're going to do, the health policies are different. NHS policy is different from Scottish health.
And the Welsh and then the Irish.
And therefore, the NI you pay over here, which go to support the health service and the thing, differs from what Scotland. I mean, that because they have that flexible devolved administration to be able to adjust certain this thing. So basically, they wanted something that will impact England, and that is what they went for. I don't see a way out now. What I think we're going to see more is a lot of people having to tighten their belts, which means we're going to see a lot of luxuries. People go to cinema probably twice a month. Will now have to maybe not go and go once every 3 months. So those are the kind of things you're going to do. But actually, I do not see any way out now. The unfortunate situation, however, is that the poor are going to suffer more as a direct result of it. If you look at what was happening yesterday when they kicked in this ULEZ, actually, you listen to radio, you listen to people, and people cannot afford new cars. People genuinely cannot afford new cars. In fact, Sunday, I couldn't. Do you know what I did?
What did you do?
Sunday, I woke up. I slept around 10 o'clock. But I set my alarm 11:30, 11:45. That was the last day the car was driving. So I have to drive out of my compound, out of the area to park somewhere. The whole of yesterday, I'll park and walk home.
Oh wow,
that's what I do.
So like this time from where the
it's not that far because the
okay.
is just behind my the flats. So now if I have to park and walk home, that's what I'm gonna do.
Exercise for you then.
But the security of the car then is also compromised.
Yeah. Is there free parking at that place?
Yeah, I mean
sort of.
Fortunately, which I know Lambeth are also going to come back at us, is that between 10 and 12 is residents only.
Okay.
But outside those areas, you can park.
Okay.
And between 10 and 12, I'm not there.
Oh, okay. Which is good for you.
Between 10 and 12. The only problem we're going to be having is Monday to Friday, Sunday and Saturday. Which is included because I used to be free. Now I can't enter the ULEZ apart from me agreeing to. I pay £12.50. I spoke to another man. He has had his BM for. His BM is about 10 years by diesel. And he was crying, how am I going to go to church with my kids?
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
Your offering, you have to now channel your offering.
And he goes to midweek service, an active member of Methodist Church in Clapham. He lives in Mitcham. He was crying, how is he going to do it? So you see, the church, every organization going to be, even people who do charity work, NHS workers are crying.
Yeah.
NHS workers.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a very difficult situation. I mean, the pressure in this country now, more than Raskimino spoke about. I think it's not only Nigeria that are under pressure.
The whole world now.
And they would steal the headlines because they know that is why Labour will talk about the NHS. We're giving 6 billion to NHS. Those are the headlines that, and again they'll spin it. Workers are going to get pay rise. I bet it's going to be 0. or probably 1%, 2%. You know, which again energy bill has swallowed it.
Yeah.
They've again said that they're not taking VAT or lowering VAT rates on energy bill.
Yeah.
And energy bill, anything we do, 5% of the bills go to
the government.
You know, 5% of the bill go to the government. I'm just praying that they shouldn't even come and say communication. They're going to increase the VAT element from 20% to it's sad.
Yeah. Well, listeners, what do you think there? Well, VAT on household energy bills will not be cut in the Chancellor's budget on Wednesday, despite calls to help families struggling with soaring prices. Labour has been calling for the rate to be slashed from 5% to 0 for the next 6 months to help households get through a tough winter. But White House sources said a move will be poorly targeted. They say lower income households can be better helped through other schemes. And so the question is, what other schemes do they have? Rising energy bills have been causing alarm to families and political leaders amid warnings from the energy regulator of more significant rises next spring. So it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Well, prepare yourself, as I say all the time, brace yourself, because we're going to have a very, very bumpy time. But I asked myself the question, what about the old people? How are they going to be coping with this? And it's all geared towards what we are talking about, environmental protection and all this that is going on. You know that the COP26 thing that is going on, Russia is not coming. The president himself is not coming. China is not coming. But they are the two, most pollutants at the moment. If you look at the rates at the moment,
yes.
And they said they're not going to be coming. So why should? Because again, whatever we do doesn't impact it. Totally. So why should some people sacrifice for some people?
Actually, those who are taking initiative now, again, the other time Felix was speaking extensively about this, and I do agree with a lot of points that he raised. These people have actually, put a lot out there already. So what they are doing now, they are doing it to redeem the harm they've caused already.
Yeah.
The question now again is, should we all follow them when we have not gotten to where they are? And especially if the technology that is going to help solve such problems are out of reach of most of us, should we continue to perpetually be slaves to advancement and technological improvement that they have developed and which will favor them? Take a critical example of heat pump. How many people need heat pump in Ghana?
They don't need that.
Are you getting me? It's not going to practically. But we know people do have converters.
Yeah.
That they have converters in Ghana.
AC
AC
and then can give you that.
Other. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're talking of fossil fuel. We depend a lot on gas.
Yeah.
If you look at Ghana, we moved from a point where the country was pushed from the 1980s, 1990s campaign about gas. Gas. Let's go for gas. Let's go for gas. Are you now going to tell us that gas is not
good for the environment? Push them to what?
What do we do? Are they talking of the gas or they are talking of the boilers themselves? What exactly? Are they actually pushing for heat pumps because they think that they could have economic advantage,
of course,
when it comes to nuclear power, to be able to power their electricity generation? So actually, in my view, Russia and China, I will not blame them for anything. I mean, yes, they find that they are doing things that is reducing a bit of emissions, but we cannot force them, and I don't endorse forcing them to go at a pace and at a rate that England or UK and US wants to go and push them, because it doesn't happen. Yeah, now that probably I'm raising money to try and buy a car in my village, and you are telling me that now Volkswagen should stop producing and selling an electric and be doing electric cars. Hello.
The electric car, where will I get the money to go and buy some?
It's not going to work. It's a challenge. I do believe we have to do, and the developing countries and other countries need to trumpet what they've been doing. Archie, I know, for instance, when we started planting trees, we know I'm not saying everybody does that, but I know of policies, afforestation programs. In fact, indeed, most
long
of
time ago, reforestation, long time ago.
So we knew what it took, to be able to correct the damages that we're doing to the environment. I had one favorite topic that Professor Sonsori and Yangsen will tell you, that there's this topic that says, Savannah ecotone is man-made. Discuss. You know, they'll tell you Savannah ecotone is man-made. Discuss. I mean, acknowledging that humans, we do have impact on the environment, and how have we contributed in degrading the environment, and what can we do? So you look at even sometimes Independence Day, schools are given opportunity to plant trees. So we need to be able to trumpet some of those.
We've been doing that for ages.
Some of those things, we need to be able to trumpet some of those things, instead of just sitting there and accepting that, oh, we have to do something, as if we've not been doing something. Actually, we have been doing something. You look at, even you go to a village, you look at, they say this is a sacred forest. No one should go there.
The gods are there. You go there, they become angry.
They might be mystical, but at the end of the day, they are helping balance
even
system.
fishing, they tell you Tuesdays you don't go to the sea because the sea gods blah blah blah. It's just true.
So we need to keep on trumpeting what we do, but as usual, this is what we do. We come to some of these tables and think that the solution that have been developed by some of these are again compatible with our environment. And when I talk environment, I'm talking even including the people, our way of life. Are you getting me? And therefore, we shall accept it and abandon what we were doing. I think that is not right. So Russia will need to showcase what it's been doing. China will need to showcase what they are doing, because it is not true that they've not been doing anything at all. I mean, do you think the Chinese president want to die early?
No. Why
would they spend the last 30 years lifting a whole generation, a few millions of people, over 100 million people out of poverty, and they want to kill them? It's not going to work.
No.
Because at the end of the day, they lifted out of poverty to be able to give them better quality of life. Now, why do you think they want to subject them to a system where within a few months they need them to work? Then they develop diseases that the state will still suffer. They're not going to be able to do it. So it's because we're not privileged to be having those kind of news coming directly from some of these China, Russia, and all those countries about exactly the action they are taking. Therefore, we get bombarded with a Western
information that they are not.
I told you one day I had a guest from Russia. I mean, an Egyptian guy who spent his life. He's an IT expert. Spent his life in Russia, and when he came, we were watching TV. He said, "Is that the kind of propaganda you people get fed about Russia?" He couldn't watch TV again in this country.
Wow.
He couldn't watch TV again. He tell Frank, everything that this was saying about. I live in Russia. I spent my life.
Like that.
I went to Russia when I was young. I've lived in Russia. Everything that they're saying is the opposite of what I know.
Wow.
And this is an African man who, I mean,
yeah. Well, listeners, maybe you're listening to us. You want to share your take with us. Feel free to do so. Call us on 0208-133-2257 or 58. 0208-133-2257 or 58. If you are in US, the Caribbean or Canada area, it is 0017183032737. 0017183032737. You can also text or WhatsApp is 0753966144. 0753966144. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Whatever you do, make sure you get in touch and let us know what you think about it. It is Starr Radio UK. Now let's look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Now, interestingly, we had the king of England who abdicated for his brother to take the reins, and then we had now we have out of him we have the queen now. Okay, that's the queen, the queen's uncle. Okay, now interestingly, in Japan, the Princess Mako has married her college sweetheart Kikumoru. That's losing her royal status.
Yeah.
Now, under Japanese law, female imperial family members forfeit the status upon marriage to a commoner, although male members do not. Now, she also skipped the usual rites of a royal wedding and turned down a payment offered to royal females upon their departure from the family. She is the first female member of the royal family to decline both. So take your royal status, whatever thing, take your money as well. I'm talking about love.
Actually, this is basically this a family that is so powerful. I schooled with one of them, Kiyomi. I mean, there's a difference between royals and royals. There's a lady who comes to school for a private jet.
Oh man!
And she has security on campus permitted. She has, so basically, she had a whole house to herself. She had a student community, but she still has a whole house where the security were staying. I mean, but one thing I noticed about them was she was down to earth. Kiyomi was so down to earth that you wouldn't, if they don't tell you, and apart from their symbol that they wear, some of those things, you wouldn't know she's a royal at all. Archie, what we're looking at over here, this family has been in charge of Japan for over 2,000 years. They've been in charge of, I mean, Japan over 2,000 years. Now, like Harry, again, what does she has to lose apart from the royal status and probably the benefits that come with it? Now, it got to a point, was in 1880 something, if my history serves me a bit right, where the Japan government changed the law and made it forbidden for women to inherit what do you call it, to be part of it, although they've had them before. In fact, according to history, they've had about 8 female I mean emperors over the years. And when in 18 something they changed the law, it became a problem for them until recently, a few years ago, because they wanted to change the law again to make it to include women. Why? Because they were just giving birth to women until a few years ago, when we had a young one, I mean, which very young now, are seen as someone who will take over directly from the one the prince there. Now, actually, for me, it just tells me that, look, people are now beginning to move out of their comfort zone to do what their hearts desire. If you look at the story of Harry, he said, look, if you think we are happy, we are not. That my brothers and my dad and others have lived in prison. Basically, what he's saying is that the details of what they, I mean, you born to a royal family.
Yeah.
From the day you were birthed, I mean, even your pregnancy controlled.
Yeah.
To a point where the day you die, your life is in the hands of customs, traditions, people directing you what to do. I mean, who to date, what not to date, and all the other things. People are breaking protocol. And I think she set an example, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them will follow. I mean, the story goes to a point where even the media did everything to try and break up the relationship. But she was determined to go ahead with it, to a point where they said the man flew from US, came with ponytail hair, and the media said no, a ponytail hair man does not it's not
fit to marry our princess.
And there was protest. Yesterday there was protest in Japan. People were protesting that no way should this marriage come on. People demonstrated in the parks, demonstrated that it shouldn't happen. But one good thing, the father and the mom accepted and gave the blessing. Said, "This is what I want." Look at what is happening. What do you call it? The Arabs.
Yeah. But would you do that? Will you forfeit like coming to America, and then you know, at the point when the lady asked Eddie Murphy that and Eddie Murphy was promising the girl that okay, if now that you know that I'm a royal, so you don't want to marry, okay, I'll forfeit everything just for your love. Would you do that?
That depends on what people define as love. Actually, as I speak over here, love is a subject that I really do not want to talk about. The reason being that my definition of love, I don't remember the last time I told a lady I loved her.
Hey, ladies, line up today. He's going to tell you.
Now the reason, actually, and it's very personal. The reason I say this is because, look, I've come to a point. I'm not a virgin, and I've come to a point where I believe that we're very quick in altering words that we do not mean.
Yeah.
And certain things for me, altering them are basically very important for me. That once you alter them, that's why I don't promise people. If the day I say I promise to do this, I want to stick to it. So if I tell a woman, look, I love you, it means that whether she puts a knife down my throat.
This is a good this candidate. If they are listening to us, the moment you manage to get him to say that you love for life,
it's going to be
you can hit him. You can do whatever.
I'll tell my daughter I love her. I'll tell my mom I do it.
That's unconditional.
Those unconditional. But this kind of superficial material based on conditional. I mean, I hardly do not want to, because actually, I mean, for me it's simple. If you cannot love me like the way Jesus loves me, don't tell me you love me. It's simple, because it's unconditional. You get me? Will I forfeit what? I need to look at it, because at the end of the day,
you have to make sure you look into it properly.
At the end of the day, actually, it depends. When my dad or my granddad hands over something to me, I am not the owner of it. I am only holding it in trust. For the generations yet unborn. Right? If it comes to a point where, because of what I call conditional love, I'll throw away what probably my great-grandfather, great have suffered to hold on to,
and handed it
down to me, which I have a sacred responsibility to pass. I might not want it, but that's the sole responsibility that has been given to me, to make sure I preserve it and hand it over to the next generation. I do not think I'll disrespect my destiny. No, I don't think.
Interesting. Some people would think that.
I don't think.
Some people would think that, well, love, where much love, water cannot quench much love. It's on fire.
The only person I'll do that for will be Jesus. Because I know unconditionally that love is there. But it's not someone who today will see me walking 2 legs. Tomorrow, God forbid, I fall in an accident and I call something happens to me, and they tell me, you know, Frank, with all this condition, I can't stay with you.
Yeah.
I said I love you, but this is where it ends. I cannot. I mean, and that's the truth.
I need to be honest. It does happen. It does happen. Well, listeners, 90 minutes past the top of the hour, the Tuesday edition of the morning show with me, Mr. Frank Davis. I'm Archie, and we are looking at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Moving on to the African continent straight. Suicide bomber behind Uganda bus attack. The authorities in Uganda say a suicide bomber was behind an explosion on a bus in the capital, Kampala, on Monday. The attacker died in the explosion. Police spokesman Fred Enanga said on Tuesday. He added that the attacker was on a wanted list and was a member of the Islamist militant group Allied Democratic Forces, which operates from neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. Several passengers were injured on Monday in the Monday blast. On Saturday, another blast in a restaurant in Kampala killed one person and injured 3 others. Now, is it time for the Ugandan government to crack down? And you know, when we say the crackdown, the authorities try to go a bit extreme, and then some areas that need not be cracked down on. So they will be looking at opposition parties, and the president is passing by, and maybe you stop your car, and then they think and they clamp down on all those others. But if they're going to clamp down critical, looking at terrorists doing something of this sort, then something that. But what do you think they should do?
I mean, wherever terrorists is, we must seek it, find it, and deal with it. I mean, that's a principle that I will support any government, and that's why Buhari is not, or the Buhari government is not actively, or at least demonstrating that they are actively seeking and finding where these terrorists and hoodlums are and bandits are and dealing with them. Then we do have a problem. The only challenge I do have is, will it be intelligent led?
Yeah.
Will it be intelligent led? Will it be the case that the security apparatus get involved, gather intelligence, and are able to zero down on people who are the active cells? You know, the active cells. Will they be able to do that? If they can do that, that's fine, because we do not want a situation where they go and then have people who might not, just because of their names. Because look, I can be working with someone who might be doing something I don't know, just because of where the neighborhood, and therefore they go brutalizing people that might not in any way be connected and related. That's the only thing they have to watch out. But if they can fish these people out of the sea of a whole lot of Muslims that will be inhabiting there, then that's fine. Because even the Muslims themselves do not want terrorists to be associated with them. They suffer more even from the hands of these militants.
Well, militants or not, Sudan's army declared state of emergency, dissolving government. Now, yesterday it happened. I was monitoring, watching the broadcast yesterday when we were talking about the UN and what they were saying about the Mali coup. And then even when I heard this one, I was like, whoa, hold on, what is happening exactly? Our country is now daring whatever. You can do whatever, you can place whatever sanctions. This is what we want to do. But when it comes to the Sudan's case, that is quite an interesting situation.
Because that coup for me, I do not think that I supported the Mali coup rightly, because the first person who overthrew the constitution was Alpha. He actually manipulated the system, overthrew the constitution. Ouattara, for instance, is a coup maker. I mean, he made a coup through a different thing. Actually, what do you call it? I do not support the Sudan coup simply because I think that there was no point. This is the second coup that has been done in a matter of months, so to say. The first one, I supported it because we also Bashir and even, I mean, he was a dictator himself. I mean, someone who had 100 million in his bedroom. in his bedroom whilst others are suffering. They are looking for money. I mean, there's no excuse at all. There's no excuse at all for letting him be in the office. So I supported that coup seriously. But you see, actually, I do not support Sudan coup as what happened yesterday, because one, civilians supported you when you did that coup. They marched, they demonstrated, they hailed, and basically you were people they want. In fact, do not forget that the coup that started from the civilians.
They
spearheaded it. They spearheaded. Women spearheaded what happened. Now a transition timetable is now being rolled out, saying that okay, we'll go back to this civilian rule, and the military are involved in even the governance. So what will orchestrate, or what will be the justification for this coup? And rightly so, you saw the citizen protesting against what the military have done. So we need to know when that's again question to all of us. When is it right for the military to intervene? Because that will be another question. So they ask Frank, all coups are coups. You supported a coup in Sudan a few months ago. You supported a coup in Mali. You supported a coup in what they call it, Guinea. And now you are saying you are against this coup. But all coups are coups. I don't think all coups are coups.
If it's not something that is backing what the public wants, it's not.
You just need to test the public mood, the public reaction. And for me, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Are you getting me? If a tyrant is in government, there's no other way to get them out, and is going to take a coup d'etat where the people are suffering, and if it's right, it's right. Like what happened in Mali, Guinea Conakry was right. Was right. But yesterday's one, for me, I don't see any justification for that.
And they've already shot 7 citizens and about 140 injured, but they are still on the roads. The street is they're not going away. We're following that closely because we saw what happened in what do you call it in Asia? What do you call that place? Myanmar. And up to now, they've not been able to. Though the citizens did not like what was going on. Up to now, the military have so entrenched themselves in authority, and therefore it's going to be quite a challenging time.
I mean, there's a bit of reform that has begun because they realize that the world is showing them, even their close neighbors are showing they belong to some, I forgot the name of the organization, Asia something. They even allow them to even participate. So I mean, they release political prisoners, about 1,000 or something of them a few weeks, 2 weeks ago or something like that. So there's a bit of pressure that is coming on them. But the Sudan one, it is a no. Interestingly, Archie, yesterday I was saying it on air whilst you were away. It's so surprising that we've not heard from AU. Unless by now they've spoken. Every organization, not that from the Arab leagues, the UAU, the UN, and all those, they've all condemned what happened.
But the
AU have not seen. Look, I might be mistaken. I've not seen
any
statement from them.
I've not.
I stand to be corrected.
Well, it is already UK. Now, Mali has expelled envoy of regional bloc ECOWAS. They decided, hey, you people are making too much noise, and they decided to expel them.
Yeah, they should.
Calling their bluff and say whatever you want to do.
Because actually, was it Mali again that the UN also sent a delegation to? Actually, we support some of these people who suppress democracy but claim to be practicing democracy. We do it with impunity. We do without regards. For us, one, it goes through the process. I look at it as a people management system that has been designed for Africa calling democracy. Because what they're interested in is we use democracy to control the people, and then whoever is in office, we can deal with them to even kill the people. And we do not care, provided it serves our interest. That's all. It's a people management system. That okay, if you don't support it, then go to what do you call it?
Go to the courts.
If you don't support it, wait till the ballot.
The next elections, and then
And it doesn't matter whether the next election we kill people to win the election, whether we stole the election, provided it went through the ballot box and the people, and so the people go to court. Then say, no, actually, that people management system that results in what we call them, I do not agree with. If it's a democracy, we're gonna play by the rules, and it has to be all play by the rules. But we cannot have, Western-backed individuals, manipulating the rules, being supported, and when the citizens, revolt, and indeed, military represents, and the military are given power by constitutions to protect it and to defend the nation. And if the constitution is something that safeguards the interests of the country, and some people are playing with it, the military has a sacred responsibility to me. Yeah.
Okay, is it a sacred responsibility for the military to take over, or what? Well, the Electoral Commission in Ghana has rejected claims by the former President John Mahama that the 2020 elections was rigged in favor of the President Akufo-Addo. And then another story making the rounds in Ghana as well. Ghana please declare war on prophecies. Hey! It says that the Ghanaian prophets have been warned against making their prophecies public. Now please say the law will deal with any prophet whose pronouncement causes fear and panic. The police has engaged the leadership of the church on the issue. So we're going to be looking into those stories in a moment. But for now, we take a quick break. Don't you go away. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Whole of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world more just. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 12:34. The lines are open as I announced earlier on. Feel free to get in touch with us and share your take with us. With me in the studio, Mr. Frank Davis, and I'm Archie, and we are bringing you the final session of the morning show. But hey, don't be a passive participant. Be one who is fully involved in there. What do you call it? A citizen. And share your take with us on any of the issues that you want to be. We are looking at. But first of all, let's touch on elections, because as we were saying, we as Africans are looking at elections or democracy as a means of where, if we don't agree with your way, your system of governance or policies, we are able to change you and get what we want. However, we see that in most countries on the African continent, we don't have a free and fair election. We don't seem to enjoy that. But they will tell you that, okay, if you don't, you're not satisfied with it, go seek redress in the Supreme Court. And then we know some of this, let me put it that way, some of the courts are somehow skewed towards the ruling government, and therefore you will not get a redress that you want. Now, the Electoral Commission has rejected claims by the former President John Mahama that the 2020 election was rigged in favor of President Akufo-Addo. According to the Commission, they are ready to welcome please probe into the claims of Mr. Mahama. Now, it goes on further to say the former president has said the EC's thumb-printed 1 million ballot papers for the President of the Republic. This is untrue. And it is a great matter that undermines the credibility of the electoral system and should not be ignored. Now, it goes on further to say, we see that our silence on this matter has dire consequences on public confidence in the commission, and we want the police to investigate it. Deputy chairman of the EC in charge of corporate services, Dr. Eric Bosman Asari, said at a press conference yesterday. Now, Mr. Mahama has described the 2020 polls as the worst election in Ghana's history. Frank,
Archie, I've sent you some information. Okay, in those information, there's there are 2 videos. There are 2 images. In fact, if you look, the EC raised 4 key points as a way of rejecting the claims being made. In the first place, Mahama never said that. I'm not Mahama's spokesperson, but we're in the media, we review whatever has been said. Mahama never said 1 million ballot papers were tamperinted.
Okay.
He said they printed over 1 million ballot papers. They also tamperinted some ballot papers in favor of Akufo-Addo that were stuffed with the ballot box.
Okay.
Archie, the images I sent you. The first video, you see a young man who was apprehended. And if you look at what was retrieved from him, were tamperinted ballot papers which were going to be stuffed in ballot boxes. Who were they going to favor? Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
Right?
Now,
is EC telling her they didn't see this? Or they don't know about this report from the police? Or is that why they say they don't know? Okay, if you look again, there's an image that shows certificate of destruction. Now, this certificate of destruction was issued after some NDC there's a printing press that was used to print official ballot paper. When they finished, they put seal on them. Now, when they went back into that, as someone gave them a tip off, actually there were over 1 million ballot papers who were not authorized, not accounted for, that were being cut to be distributed illegally.
Okay.
The people laid wait, vigiled over there until they all went in flame. And therefore, the second video that you see over there, if you play it, those, if you play it,
I can see them on the floor. But listeners, just bear with me. I'm trying to load them up. So
yeah. So I mean, this is even abandoned tamprint papers in favor of Akufo-Addo that were not able to go into the ballot box. But the certificates were distraction of about 1 million ballot papers. I remember I spoke to the guy behind the scene, Agbesi Nuchu, who was one of those who actually busted that. So is EC saying they don't know about this? Is he saying Archie? We heard of what happened.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first video on the screen at the moment, where a gentleman was busted having thumb-printed ballot papers that is in favor of the ruling government or the president.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, Frank.
And the second video again showed thumb-printed ballot paper in favor of the ruling government. Okay, now so the question of stuffing of ballot, I mean, the evidence is abundantly clear out there. When it comes to evidence of printing more, they say even these certificates of destruction alone vindicates what they'll be saying.
Yeah.
Because if you appoint a printing press that goes to print more ballot, and actually I can tell you that the information ballot paper were even printed in Nigeria and driven into Ghana.
Oh wow.
So people shouldn't think that we all know Ghanaians. There are some people who have not been paid for the dirty job they did,
and they are the ones
and they're spoken out. Archie, we heard about people being killed, right? They said the military didn't get involved. Who killed the people at Techima? Who shot at them? Actually, those videos are still there, where the military took aim at the crowd and shot them. Right?
Yeah.
All they wanted was the right result. The issue even still at court today.
Yeah.
Didn't you see the video where the EC officials said they will not give results to other people? And that, I mean, so what do they want? Or do they think history has eroded our I mean, we've forgotten everything, we've used bleach or whatever to wash our memories out? What happened at Ablekuma? Wasn't someone shot dead? What has happened to it? So you cannot, they cannot come here and say, look, we want to. For me, actually, they should even investigate it.
Okay.
Probably we'll get to know, because if J. Mensan thinks that all this are true, why didn't he mount the ballot box? Why didn't he mount the witness box? Archie, another Savlugu.
Yeah.
Again, I have the video somewhere. We have a video where the EC officials, they use military, they ran away from where they were supposed to declare vote. Middle of the night, when no one was there, they under duress, telling what they call on camera, telling the EC official to declare the result. According to law, that EC official should, what that declaration is wrong, because the constitution, the law states how results should be declared at police station constituency level. But that didn't happen. Why didn't the EC cancel that result? If they really want to show that they want to be fair, why didn't they cancel that result? The Chimasav result, you know what the EC should have done? To have cancelled that result, because we've had results cancelled before.
Yeah, and rerun it. We've
had results cancelled before. So if you really want to show that you were transparent enough, then all those areas that were mad, I'm shocked that sometimes.
Let me ask you another question there. Now, when it comes to security during election time, is it the EC that is supposed to see to the security issues, or they are supposed to just run the election and it's up to the security agencies to see to the security apparatus working accordingly? So people are saying that, well, you did not run, we didn't have a free and fair election because some people died. The EC will tell you that we were not the ones brandishing the guns, we were not the ones saying shoot at them, we were not the ones, so we were running our own business. And as far as we are concerned, we got it right. We got everybody to vote. We counted it. If people had some misunderstanding and someone was shot at, it's got nothing to do with us.
Archie, when you are given a mandate to run an election, running election does not only mean you declare results. From the day you started the operation to run an election, that's why they say run an election. Run an election. Every event that happen until the results are declared is your responsibility. Now, when security people are being shot at, when security people are shooting at people, because you require certain level of security, AC could have said we don't want soldiers, and AC could have said where would there are soldiers and evidence or results be man, because that is not what we want to do with cancer and all those results. Okay, but EC didn't do that. It is their responsibility. Who runs elections? It's the EC. So everything that happens during that election, the responsibility is with the EC.
Now let me interject there. Now when it comes to the bordering areas, I mean Ghana, Togo area, the bordering area, there were some areas that the borders were shut. It's not the EC that said the borders should be shut. The
borders shut is not a responsibility of the EC. But what happened if the military intervened or the military took part in the election process, which they did, and there's evidence, but the border shut is a responsibility of the security to show that this is a sovereign nation and they're taking a sovereign exercise, and we do not want people who are not part of our sovereign nation to be part of deciding who become the sovereign or who
the leader of the
that's it. So that, in my view, the EC will have no we don't have questions to answer about that. No.
Okay. Now let's quickly have a look at a statement that has been released by the director of elections of the National Democratic Congress, Elvis Afriyie. He has reaffirmed that the party's posture towards the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections, according to him, the NDC will not be passive in the resolution of conflicts that may arise in the course of the polls. Speaking to a media yesterday. Now, Afriyie alleged that the New Patriotic Party connived with the Electoral Commission to clandestinely steal the elections. This, he said, was a perversion of the process which the NDC will not countenance come 2024. Fuming at the proceedings of the 2020 polls, Mr. Afriyie also decried the court hearing, citing the decision of the judges to prevent the EC chairperson from being cross-examined, which you've talked about briefly there. But if the NDC is putting this posture through their spokesperson now, do you think we are going to see any free and fair election?
We will see a free and fair election if everybody play by the rules. But you do not tie my hands behind the scene and behind my back and expect me to be smiling to the cameras always. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'll try to free myself, and I do believe that it is in the interest of the whole country and even the EC credibility. So serious concerns were raised. Actually, there are situations where pink sheets that were used were not authorized. Were not legal documents. You will recall that during the court, one of the interrogatories that were served was to question one of the judges showed when this what they call it Rojununu was in the witness showed if and when Kwesi White showed a document, and Kwesi White said what, this is not the document that was used. This is not. So you ask yourself that how come EC has different documents from what was authorized? You again will ask, Archie, evidence has emerged that at the polling stations, certain polling stations, pink sheets that were used were pre-filled and pre-completed before the election, and the EC officials were holding them. So while they are completing, they substitute the forms. You get me? A lot went wrong, and in my view, it should be in the interest of all of us. Actually, if my daddy does not win election, don't make him a leader. Because I have a principle: the will of the people is the will of God. Let's do whatever it takes to respect the will of the people. Simple.
Now, what do you think can be put in place so that come 2024 we'll have a free free and fair election? Because we're looking at strongholds. Now, when it comes to strongholds, I mean, people will do everything in their power because they know that they're for majority of it, and therefore skew the results. So though they know that they're going to win there, but they put some more into it. Let's say the presidential one, add some more this so that it can boost it up. So in totality, it makes a big margin. Now, how can we solve that issue?
The EC cannot run election alone. That's why you have party agents. Now, the party agents' responsibility goes beyond just observing. They have responsibility. That's why even today, if you look at some of the recommendations, that those agents should be given legal mandates and legal authority to act in certain ways. And today, as we speak now, the EC representatives at the police stations do not have any legal responsibility, so they can decide to do whatever they want. And that's why this pink sheet substitution. James, I'll tell you, I wasn't at Abuba police station. Whatever happened over there, your agents were there. But if you have a legal responsibility that whatever you do, even at the police station, because you have been paid by the taxpayer and you represent the EC, you will be held personally responsible. People will be careful. And then the party officials will then have a responsibility to raise issues if they suspect something like that. No election is going to be 100% free. Even here, we saw what happened at Tower Hamlet. But it is it's incumbent on the parties to be able to put people who will be so smart, will not be induced, will not take food that are drugged for them to sleep. Actually,
all sorts.
Or they will not give them food that will result in them having running stomach.
And they have to be visiting the agents.
All sorts happens.
Oh wow!
All sorts happens during an election. So if you're a serious party, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. But with the infractions that went on this area, I think we should have a second look at us election, and then look at. We're doing very well. Actually, in this country, I do not see a situation where we're going to vote, and you say party agent. You see a bit of party officials and other things. But you don't see the kind of tension that happens
at all,
because we have the propensity to steal.
Yeah,
I get.
So I'm watching you, and you're also watching me.
So our actions confrontational with all my look. NDC will steal election if they have a chance. MPP will steal election. I tell you, Ayariga's party, Hassan Ayariga's party. We are lucky they even come to declare that they won the election. they could steal election if they have it. So that is how the political parties and their mindset is positioned. We need to develop a system that safeguard all, our democracy, the integrity of the election, irrespective of who is in power, who is in opposition or not. We don't want a system where today, because you are in power, you do this. Tomorrow, when you look, I bet you when MPP leaves power today, they will come and cry that certain things were wrong. Why don't we come together and develop a system that does not respect
whether you are in power or out of power?
But at the end of the day, let the good works that you're doing vindicate you, and let the voice of the people be that of God. If you're really going to use the Bible to soar, which they do. But they go to steal election, they come to use the Bible to soar. How do you expect Ghana to prosper? You got contradiction. You've introduced contradiction in one election. You steal election, you use Bible to soar. You've left God confused.
Well, somebody said that's why LGBTQ should be left alone. But they've not done anything at all. But what it is Starr Radio UK. Let's come to our final segment of the morning show, and then we'll bring the program to a close. Interestingly, the Ghanaian prophets have been warned against making their prophecies public. Now, please say the law will deal with any prophets whose pronouncement causes fear and panic. The police has engaged the leadership of the church on issues. The Ghana Police Service has declared a crackdown on prophecies with caution to men of God who prophesy publicly to procure evidence from God before they embark on such activities. Now, Superintendent Alexander Kwekwa, being the Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service, is quoted to have said on Peace, one of the radio stations, that it's an affront of the country's law for one to prophesy. Placing prophecies under their publications, ASP Kwekwa being said that anyone found to have made public prophecy will be compelled to substantiate his claims with evidence. Now, you are a religious person. I'm a religious person, and we know prophecies. There are some that can foretell what has happened in the past. Some going to be telling you what is going to happen in the future. And most of our people like what is going to happen in the future. What is going to happen in the future? But it's the case where if I'm in my own or with my own congregation, and then I prophesy there, in this time and age, we have people recorded. I mean, we do programs that are aired live. Okay, so though I'm talking to my own congregation, there's a tendency that thing can be taken out.
Actually, let me use what he said is nonsense. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense, and for me, it's not going to hold. One, you see, we're quick in trying to solve a problem with wrong approach.
Knee-jerk reaction.
Because Shatawale issue has come. Jesus, what they call Ahunfe, or whatever they call him, has prophesied, and Shatawale has staged something to basically, match with what it is. We should bar all prophecies and other things. Actually, I disagree totally with that. Look, prophecies are part of Christian, religion. We see, if you go to a shrine or those traditional who come carrying their whatever to tell chiefs and this about what the gods are saying, what is that?
It's a prophecy.
Recently, we had someone who had a dream and said a pastor and another lady had sex in the bush, confronted something that happened 6 years ago, that the gods have come to her in her dream to tell her that there's a curse on the land because this pastor A and this lady B had sex in the bush.
6 years ago.
6 years ago. They confronted the pastor, he admitted. They confronted the lady, he admitted. What is that?
It's all prophecy.
Actually, there are certain things that you everything that has a name for me exists. You see, the way it is being practiced, that is where their problem is. And again, what does it define as public? If I step out of my house, does it
public? You're in the public domain, straight.
So you see, the first challenge for him, what do you define as public? If I am in a private church, because others have come from different homes, does that make it public? Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Archie, let me tell you something. In 2000, I met. If anyone tells you prophecy don't work,
they are joking. They have seen some and evidence of it.
I have personal stories where I record in December 2000. I was at Budada. I was involved greatly in politics when I was working with Senior, my cousin, who is at Ashford, and there's this pastor called Kojo. That was my first time meeting him. Senior knows him because that's where the man just held my hand. Shook me and started telling me certain things. Gave me certain specific dates. Actually, I was stunned. Told me a little bit about the past and told me what is likely to happen within a year. Actually, as if certain things were just like that. They are genuine prophets.
That's right.
And they are genuine people in Ghana. Most of them do not make noise. But actually, we also know that charlatans and criminals have invaded the Christendom and have capitalized on that prophetic industry to manipulate, steal from the people and even destroy the house of God.
Yeah.
How can you justify someone who plays a chord and in church saying that I am talking directly to God?
God uses mobile phone.
And that God says you should pay $50,000 or $5,000 if you want your name to be written in the good book of God.
In life.
Actually, that person should be arrested with the phone in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell me that a prophet had told you, as a prophet, you say that women should come to church because it's direction, and bring their underwears? They should take off their underwears, wave it to God, so God is cleansing them. Actually,
you remember the video that we were watching the other time when they were lying down and the man it was kicking their bums with his feet, and I'm like,
actually,
what kind of spiritual thing?
Yeah, no, there's some it doesn't make sense. Prophecies do not set confusion.
Yeah.
Do not disturb. A prophecy that will cause you to be stressed more than it doesn't make sense.
It's supposed to edify you.
It doesn't make sense. How can you tell me that a prophet come to church and say, today God has asked me that all of you should eat grass? People like that should be arrested.
He's telling them to Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar went into the bush to eat grass for 7 years before he came back. That's what he's telling them.
Then they should go say, don't do in the church. The grass does not go in church.
Honestly.
If you're telling me that as a prophet, God has instructed you to anoint someone's privacy and sleep with them as a way of exhaust. It doesn't work. Wow. So those prophecies, there are certain things that are criminal.
Yeah.
Are you getting? And me, I blame us as Christians to have allowed, because look at it this way, listeners, we Africans, we know we are either Christians or Muslims, and we know Muslim criminals again who have used the name of Allah in order to do all kind of criminal, including the likes of Boko Haram and other things. And how can you tell me that you are a Christian and you have a prophet? You are a prophet. I come to your house, or probably it is my mommy and my dad who have killed me. You are telling me that, look, God says, do not send money again to your mother. And if you send money to your mother, it will not be well with you. But the amount of money you send to your mom, God says, come and give it as a sacrifice offering every week.
Wow.
Does it make sense to you?
Oh, wow.
When the Bible again says, thou shalt honor your father and mother, and it
might
shall
be well with you.
How will you honor your mother and father if you do not help take a good care of them?
Wow.
So if someone tells you a prophecy like that, I'm not saying spiritual stuff does not exist.
Yeah, no.
Right? I'm not saying spiritual. But if you call me and you tell me that, Frank, it's your mom who is bewitching you, you know, the small tokens that you sell to your mom, you send to your mom, stop it and come and give it to her. God wants you, that seed, to break up intergenerational curses in your life. And you want me to sit down and my mom be abjectly poor. The day my mom said, oh, my children, God is cursing me, I will not do it.
Yeah.
So there are certain people who are just manipulating the Christians, and we have allowed it. We Christians have allowed it. We're not confronting such ills. There was a church I went to, just not too far from us over here, and that was years ago. I think 2004, 2005. Now the person has a church next to us now. That was Sehurst. There was a school there. That's where the church is. So I was very close to the pastor, and we were at the church. It was so much heat, and a lady called Judith, who was helping play the organ, fell. She basically collapsed, virtually collapsed. The temperature at that this was packed. So I quickly called an ambulance. I was very close to the family, so I called the ambulance. Someone tell me that he's a prophet. Yes, he said he's a prophet. Why did I call an ambulance? God is testing us.
Testing.
I said, look, Pastor, it's your church. Go into the church. I'll stay with the person. Because actually, the practical issue that day was that the sound level in the church was so high.
Yeah.
The decibel of it was deafening.
Yeah.
This girl collapsed because she had not eaten the heat temperature of her death.
And then the decibel noise.
Collapse in the church. You tell him that God testing us? Where did God say that? Do you think those who don't develop the ambulance system, God doesn't love them? Or they are working for Satan?
They are carnal.
You see, so there are prophets that we need to actually bring out and lash. Those one can help them to give them to the
police for them to lash them.
But see, the police must fine tune what they want and how they want to sanitize the Christendom. But they cannot blanketly say that anyone who prophesies
in public. Because your community, your church, your congregation itself is public.
Like,
it's not private.
Take a prophecy like Osu Bempe's prophecy, where he said God has told him. God has told him. You know that lady who came here, that Winifred.
Yeah.
You know Winifred?
Yeah.
You know when they started, Scotland are doing it now. What they call sanitary pads for girls.
Yeah.
There was a policy under NDC that they were giving sanitary pads.
Yeah, I remember.
Winifred was giving sanitary pads even before the government, because research was done. UN has suggested that and everything. Also, Bempa stood on a pulpit and told the whole, and MPP used it to campaign that those pads, God has told him that the blood that they are collecting, Muhammad is using it, drinking it as part of ritual. Are you getting some of the prophecies that which that the sanitary pad that they are giving girls who do not go to school when they are menstruating because they don't have access to hygienic this thing? Actually, absenteeism as a direct result of the monthly cycle is very high.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, our time is up.
Yeah.
Actually, you call that a prophecy? People like that, please should not waste time to arrest them.
They are the ones that you make the police arrest. well, listeners, it's been quite an interesting day. It's been quite an interesting day. We want to say thank you very much. But Frank, before we go,
actually, business. Let's go make some money. BB makes business next.
Okay. So I want to say thank you very, very much for joining us. Remember, tomorrow will be coming your way with another edition of the morning show. But this afternoon, BB Clement exactly at 1:30, and then at 8 o'clock we'll bring the CEO. But there's going to be lots of music during the course of the day as well. So wherever you are, don't turn your dials off. Keep it still on Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So on behalf of Frank, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and all Francis Guy, producer, and from myself, Archie, we say have a lovely day. Bye-bye for now.
Living in the world, my brother, living in the world, my sister. But you live in this world, you living in the world, my mama. Some are really go hate you, some are really go love you, and some are really go hate you. Yeah, we don't wanna kanga, we don't wanna nonga bana kanga, but for you the bala, yeah, we don't wanna go on, yeah, we don't wanna kanga la kanga, yeah, we don't wanna kanga, living in the world, my sister. Some are really gonna love you, and some are really gonna hate you. Yeah, we don't wanna kanga. There is no beer. That is why we be drinking all the beer. For when will we go right to heaven? All our friends will be drinking all the beer. Hey, 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 hey.
bada lumba, mambo de the body.